Hey guys, my name is Nora Franch, and welcome to the podcast Grateful Blessed Mess, daily reflections for those in the 12 steps. I am a fellow 12-stepper and certified mindset coach, and I am here to introduce you to the value of mindset coaching in your 12-step journey. So if you feel like you are stuck in the steps, if you're slipping and sliding with your abstinence, mindset coaching may help you as it did me, and you can find me at CatholicMindsetCoaching.com. These episodes are meant to invite you in to consider the truths of 12-step wisdom and to join in the very real struggle of living them in action. I hope that it feels almost like a mini meeting, and I invite you to contribute your own share on the Grateful Blessedness Facebook group to keep the discussion going. My comments are based on my own experience, so feel free to take what you like and leave the rest. But my hope is to encourage you on your own daily 12-step journey. As they say, you cannot stay clean on yesterday's shower. So without further ado, let's begin. Hey guys, we are reading from Daily Reflections today, page 130, the writing for May 1st. Healing heart and mind. Admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. That's from the AA 12 and 12, page 55. And here's the reflection. Since it is true that God comes to me through people, I can see that by keeping people at a distance, I also keep God at a distance. God is nearer to me than I think, and I can experience him by loving people and allowing people to love me. But I can neither love nor be loved if I allow my secrets to get in the way. It's the side of myself that I refuse to look at that rules me. I must be willing to look at the dark side in order to heal my mind and heart, because that is the road to freedom. I must walk into darkness to find the light, and walk into fear to find peace. By revealing my secrets and thereby ridding myself of guilt, I can actually change my thinking by altering my thinking. I can change myself. My thoughts create my future. What I will do tomorrow is determined by what I think today. Okay, as a mindset coach, how can you not love that last paragraph there? That by altering my thinking, I can change myself, which I didn't understand. I didn't believe how true that was until I started to do this cognitive behavioral coaching work, and just seeing how true that is with how our mind is made and how our selves, our beings function in that way. But here's the thing about the disease. It's a disease of the mind. It's a disease of our thinking. You know, you hear in program, and I've said it before, it's my stinking thinking that got me here. There, or that your mind is a dark alley you shouldn't go into alone. There's so much help in healing that comes from bringing things up to the surface. So back to the top of this reflection that was written, they say that God comes to me through other people, and by keeping people at a distance, I also keep God at a distance. And I can tell you this, that before I found program, I just felt a distance between myself and pretty much everybody else. I always felt like an outsider, on the outside looking in. There was an image in my mind when I first got to program, and I was, trying to figure out this higher power business, and I just felt like there was a glass wall, between me and him. And really, truly, when I think about it, kind of peeling back a little bit, I also felt that way with friends, with other people. I was so, and I didn't know it. I was just doing my best to try to make friends, to be friendly, to try to fit in some way so that I could stop feeling so uncomfortable. What I didn't know was that the discomfort was deep within me. I couldn't connect with people because I rejected myself without even knowing it. Like, it was just so natural to be like, well, no one's going to want that. So let me try to figure out what they want, and I'll try to show up in that way as best as I can. And maybe we'll, get along. Something like that. It wasn't a studied approach. It wasn't a thought out approach at life. It was more so that along the way, at some point, I made the assumption and started operating under the belief that whatever I wasn't quite right, wasn't what people were, could get excited about or into. And so I had to kind of figure out how other people were so that, ultimately I wouldn't be alone. And I mean, psychologists could have a field day with that. Most people could have a field day with that. But I think a lot of people, just like me, are operating under that assumption without even realizing it. And so that's why step work, I think part of why step work has been so life changing. And then again, why coaching just like tore the curtain off my eyes is that it gave me a way to start to figure out those assumptions that I had just made about myself and the world, those things that I was operating from. And really, it was coaching. I think, step work got me to a point where I could finally see that there was a wall. Before, I wouldn't have even known to call it a wall. Before, I would have just been, just been uncomfortable and just not even been able to identify that I was uncomfortable, just assume that there was, you know, that why can't I be like those other people who just seem so relaxed and happy? I think that was as far as I got. And then in program, I was able to get to the point of seeing, oh, I'm uncomfortable. That's what you call this feeling. And sometimes I don't feel this way. And, I used food either to not feel that way or to like give me something to do because I was just so uncomfortable in social settings. Now I know that part of that was because I was so uncomfortable with myself. There's lots of reasons, but the topic of this share is healing heart and mind. And so then what coaching helped me kind of get to was the realization that that I think there's just something so wrong and unacceptable about me, about the way I am, about the way I come across, that let me just figure out a better way to be. And there's years of work that went into just even uncovering that. But then also I can say now that it makes so much sense that I couldn't connect with people. I couldn't love them or let myself be loved by them, let alone God, who just was, very distant, far away, and a little bit scary. I couldn't connect with people because I was operating in a false self, if that makes sense. I was just operating based on what I thought I should be, how I thought I should show up, what I thought people deserved to get from me. And, there's a lot of people pleasing there. There's a lot of dishonesty there, but it did come from a from a good place in that I wanted to love and be loved. But the root of that was something like totally spiritually sick. And so that permeated into everything and, found myself in the 12 steps. And now we get to go back down to that root and start to restore and make it healthy so that what comes up from that now is something good and beautiful. And I can tell you that I'm still uncomfortable in social settings a lot of the time if they're people I'm not close to. It's just not my jam. I don't small talk well, but I have developed friendships with people that are real and true and good because I've been able to show up as myself, as a recovered self. So not only am I accepting who I am, I like who I am because it's also, I've been cleaned up a bit because I'm really working at the 12 steps. I'm really working on weeding out character defects and working at identifying them and being able to call them what they are instead of just feeling confused and uncomfortable, which was progress. Before, I didn't even know that I was confused and uncomfortable. All that I could think of was, I want to get out of here and where's something to eat. That's all. That's as far as I got on my own. Okay, then in program, I got to the point of, I'm uncomfortable. I can't do this. I don't like this. I'm going to jump out of my skin. And then with coaching and that, thought work, I was able to get to actually identifying the thoughts I was having or the beliefs I was operating from that were either creating the discomfort or that could describe the discomfort itself. And that is what started to really heal my mind, which then led to healing my heart. That started to heal my mind once I could actually put words to those things. Because when it's just a general vague idea or feeling, it's still too, I don't know, nebulous. Is that the right word? It's too, I can't get my fingers on it. I can't address it when I can't quite say what it is. And so that has been just like this massive value of thought work that has then I channeled into my 12-step work. It's all interconnected. It's all this self-awareness for the purpose of ridding, or working out character defects, bringing them to my higher power who can heal, transform, eradicate, or improve upon them. And then I can show up for other people in step 12 like I was meant to step 12. And yeah, this is a bit of a longer share because I feel like this is the heart and soul of 12-step recovery of the program. And so I want that for you. I want to continue it for myself. It's a work that never ends. We are all human. We all have wounded parts that are healing and continue to heal and can get poked and triggered, and we need to heal again. But the program gives us tools to do that. And then, outside help comes in as needed to supplement that. And so seek it if you need it. It's there. Reach out. People can't find you. They don't know what's going on inside of your thoughts, inside of your head, and in your own personal experience. You need to reach out to them. And they are there. They want to help you. So reach out for the help that you deserve so you can step 12 like a champ. With that, I pass. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you feel that mindset coaching could help you on your 12-step journey, please feel free to reach out and find me at catholicmindsetcoaching.com. But more than that, it's important to me to give listeners like yourself a place where you do not need to feel alone on your 12-step journey. And for that reason, I've created a Facebook group. It's called Grateful Blessed Mess. And it's a place where listeners can go to add their own commentary on the share for the day, in addition to my own, and for us just to have a conversation or start a back and forth where people can find support in their 12-step journey. This is not a replacement for 12-step work. This is something outside of the 12 steps. It is simply something that has a heart for the 12 steps and those who are in it. And so, welcome. If you are here, chances are you may also be a bit of a mess. And I hope that you can learn to find some gratitude in the blessings that have come from your messes.